employer.
A good time for a great cause is returning to the Clinton Country Club this May. The Clinton Community Educational Foundation is once again hosting its annual Derby Day fundraiser on May 7th. Get your tickets now for an evening of great traditional Derby food and drinks and outstanding dueling piano entertainment. Proceeds from the event support the many projects CCEF undertakes within the Clinton School District. Learn more on the Clinton Community Educational Foundation Facebook page or call Ruth for tickets at 217-935-7761. The CCEF Derby Day at Clinton Country Club, 4 p.m., May 7th.
You're listening to The Morning Show, streamed by clicking the WHOW live icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the phone in this segment of the program is Jay Tetzloff. He is the superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington. Good morning, Jay. How are you, sir?
We're doing great. How's it going, Seth?
Doing good. Thanks for asking, and thanks for taking time with us. As always, good to have you on the program. And Jay, I got to ask, on a day like today, where, and even like tonight, where it's going to be kind of wet and windy, do you have to like put things away that might blow around? Like, does this kind of weather cause you any, like, I don't want to say concern, but do you take a little extra like time to put things away that might blow around at the zoo?
No, because unfortunately we've had lots of days like this over the last couple months, haven't we, with high winds. So we'll have a few branches down, nothing too significant that, we haven't already had those issues before. So nothing special for us.
Gotcha. Very good. Well, Jay, you have a cool new, or I don't want to say cool new, but you have some baby wallabies at your zoo, and folks are going to find maybe some of the terminology that comes with these animals somewhat fascinating, maybe borderline hilarious. So how about that?
So we've had two wallaby, Tamar wallaby joeys. So a young wallaby is called a joey. So we've had two that are still in the pouch now. Over the last 15 months, we've had a total of 4 joeys at our place. And we actually have the largest mob. A group of wallabies is called a mob, like a herd, a flock. You might have heard a crash of rhinos. So they have a kind of funny group name. So we have the largest mob outside of Australia. So we have the breeding program here that we run, and we provide other zoos with wallabies for their displays and for their zoos.
That's cool. That's really cool. Is that pretty rare to have that many joeys in a given year?
Yeah. So the goal for us here is to have a joey per year per female. We're not quite hitting that mark, but we're getting some joeys. So we want to build this population up so it's more sustainable across time. My goal is I want to see my great grandkids be able to see these guys in a zoo.
Very good, Joe. Jay, when it comes to baby joeys and those sorts of things, you mentioned they're still in the pouch. When will they kind of start to come out and be on their own and learn the ways of being a baby wallaby?
Yeah, we've got one that's about a month ahead of the other one, so you can see it on most days. Maybe not today with the rain, but most days you can see something sticking out, a head, a leg, a tail. And we've actually seen it out of the pouch once or twice. But the other one is, like I said, about 30 days behind. And you can sometimes, not as frequent, you can see it having something stick out of the pouch. So when they hit about 5 months of age, you start to see them more and more sticking something out of the pouch, and that's about where we are with the two of them.
Interesting. Jay, when it comes to the baby wallabies, is that the highlight of the baby animals? I mean, it is kind of the baby animal season, I suppose. What else is happening in that world at the zoo?
The other things we've got going, we're expecting goat babies in May. We believe all of our females are pregnant, so we will do ultrasounds on them very shortly to see how many they're going to have and how close they are. So that's going to be a highlight we'll have over the month of May. A few others out there. We've got some birds nesting in our rainforest. We've seen our ringtails breed. So hoping for some more babies later, late spring, early summer.
What would be like if you were able to have animals, baby animals at your zoo? What would be like the highlight of a success story of those? Because I know you're pretty active in the in the world of getting or trying to get animals that are endangered or borderline endangered to to reproduce and have babies and that sort of thing. Like, what would be some success stories if it were to come to pass at the zoo this year?
So for us, the biggest one is our DeBraza Monkey group. So we brought them in last year for our brand new exhibit. Chumu is our male. He's 19 now, and was actually wild caught by another zoo, and he has not reproduced in a zoo setting yet. So his genetics are the number one, the most valuable in the population in North America, and so it's really important for us to get a kid out of him. And Miwa, our female, would be a first for her as well. But really, to get his genetics passed on is really important. So we've got a lot of emphasis on that pair right now.
So how do you I don't want to say press the issue, but how do you try to move that along and get that, make him comfortable to where that's something that could take place at your zoo? How about those? Like, what do you do to be proactive in that process?
Yeah, so the ideal situation is make sure that he feels comfortable in his surroundings, feels comfortable in his group. We have put all the DeBraza monkeys and our red flank dikers all together. They've all been on exhibit. And as the guests come out, if the weather's nice, all 4 animals will be out on exhibit. And it's just making sure his comfort level is there and her comfort level is there. So we feel we've kind of hit that mark. And a lot of things, it's really up to them now. There's only so much we can do. We joke about playing Barry White music at night when they're in their building, but it's really up to them at this point.
How do you know when a DeBraza monkey is comfortable in its exhibit and he's doing well in that setting?
You're really watching his behavior. If he is just constantly moving his head and looking for anything that may catch his attention, you want him to be relaxed and be comfortable. You want him foraging for his diet, looking for bugs in the grass. It's really those behaviors that we're looking for. Relaxed, calm. It's not constantly moving. It's not frequent head movements. We just want to make sure he's comfortable and doesn't feel any stress in the world right now.
Are you seeing signs of that where he is foraging for food and those signs of being comfortable? Are you seeing those things?
We have. During the introduction process of getting all 4 animals out on exhibit, there was a little bit of nervousness there, but they've all kind of settled in and have adjusted to having 4 animals in that space now. So now it's more getting into a pattern. Today we're not going to be really warm enough to put them outside, plus the rain and the wind chill. So once we start having those nicer days where it's a routine, they're out on exhibit by 9:30, and by 4:45 or so they're coming into the building for the night. It's just getting into that schedule, that plan pattern is our next step for us.
Jay Tetzloff is the superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington, our guest on the phone. And Jay, I apologize, I'm taking us down this rabbit hole. I just find this conversation fascinating, though. With the DeBraza monkeys, how long of a window do you give yourself? And, does this, and I'm trying to remember what his name is. I apologize, but does he move to another zoo if it doesn't happen in your facility? What's kind of the branches of, action that could happen after this?
I think for us, I think I want to give him time. So if she was not pregnant by this coming winter, what we'd probably do is do an immobilization and test him, make sure that he's fertile. And maybe that's the reason he hasn't reproduced yet. So he's had other opportunities that we've been told, that we're aware of. And so we want to make sure that he's fertile, because if he's not fertile, then we're wasting the female, in essence. We'd want to get a different male in to get this, to get our female pregnant. So that's probably the next course of action, because we have over 50 breeding programs here at the zoo, and so we are focused on lots of different ones, but that's probably the top one on my list right now. of making sure we have a baby DeBraza monkey coming soon.
Yeah, for sure. And that's going to be your focus for the time being. I totally get that for sure. So, Jay, I'll tell you what, in terms of animals and exhibits, you mentioned some baby goats could be on the way. That'll be exciting. What's the is it gestation? Is that the right word for them? And when can we maybe expect some baby goats?
So all of our females bred a little later this year, so they're all due in May. The first one's due May 2nd, so we're not too far away from that. And gestation is 6 months, so we've got some time to go there. So that's how we plan ahead in the wintertime. But we should have some babies in the children's zoo for people to experience and enjoy this year.
Yeah, I'll bet that's going to be fun. And you were telling me that some of the feeder programs are back up and going this year. Do you want to dive into that before we go to break real fast?
Sure. So, when COVID hit in March of 2020, we shut down the ability for our guests to feed the goats in our koi. So we just opened those up last week. So for over 2 years, we had those closed off. So we're happy to bring those back. The goats like getting fed. People enjoy feeding them. And it's about that engagement. We want people to create memories. If you have that engagement, you'll want to save these animals that you're seeing here at the Miller Park Zoo.
Definitely. So glad to have that back as an option at the zoo for sure. And Jay, just one thing you mentioned, it jogged my memory from our last conversation. You mentioned the birds in your rainforest. It got me thinking about the bird flu that's still on the radar. Do you still have your birds confined, or are they back out? Like, what's the latest with that situation?
Yeah, so we're in the same situation we were last time we spoke. We have brought all of our birds inside and/or covered their areas. The only birds that people can see, unfortunately, during the day visit is in the rainforest. So that building is still open. We'll ask you to step in a foot bath that has a disinfectant in it that just cleans your shoes just in case. But we're suspecting we're going to have birds kept inside till probably end of June, maybe even July.
Man, well, we look forward to when they get back out. And like I said last month, Jay, if it's not one thing, it's another. So it's, hopefully that situation remedies itself soon. Jay, how do folks follow all things Miller Park Zoo?
MillerParkZoo.org, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
That is Jay Tetzloff. He is the superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington. My guest on the phone, the morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. More to come.
Everyone knows wind farms bring tax revenue and jobs, but what else can they do for our community? Apex Clean Energy is investing all across Illinois in homegrown wind and solar farms that help secure American energy independence. Without relying on volatile fuel prices, renewable energy keeps our air and water clean for people, crops, and wildlife. Apex Clean Energy is powering stronger communities across Illinois. Learn more at apexcleanenergy.com.
Noah Atkinson here, owner of Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs in Lincoln. Proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month.
Jerry Toohill has been your local Stone Seed dealer in Clinton for many years. Jerry's part of the Stone Seed team that live and work in Illinois just like you. Jerry has called Clinton home for a long time, and Jerry, along with his Stone Seed team, make sure area farmers have seed solutions for their fields. They'll receive a $200 gift certificate good at Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs for being our WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month. Nominate a business you'd like featured by emailing us at whow@randyradio.com.
Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs reminds you that if you're in need of anything printed, from envelopes and wedding invitations to signs, banners, and even vinyl wraps, think of us. Find us online at lincolnprintersinc.com.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the Big 1520 daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus, streamed at DeWittDailyNews.com on the WHOW mobile app and Amazon Alexa. Plus, tune in for a best of Clinton sports broadcast every Saturday morning at 10. All brought to you by our exclusive sponsor for our Player of the Game, Servpro of Piatt, DeWitt counties. They can make your emergency or disaster like it never even happened.
You're listening to The Morning Show, streamed by clicking the WHOW live icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. And again, my guest on the phone is Jay Tetzloff. He is the superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington. Jay, let's talk a little bit about school groups being back, and they are coming out in full force, it sounds like. Things have just really opened up in a hurry. What are you seeing at the zoo as it relates to those things?
Yeah, we've been seeing, the school groups coming back. It's really exciting to getting back to somewhat of a normal pattern again. We've got groups coming pretty much every single day in May, and 4 to 6 groups coming on a Friday. So it's good to see the kids back, and we're excited for the month of May.
Absolutely. If there are schools out there or there are teachers out there that would be interested in bringing their kids out for part of a lesson that they're going through or just an activity for their classrooms, how do they get a hold of you, Jay, to maybe coordinate that? And do you have like special days or special hours for school groups? How does that work?
So usually a school or a teacher will reach out to us and say, we'd like to come on this day, and we have this many kids, and then we'll reach back. And like right now, I'm discouraging any teachers or schools to come on a Friday, even a Thursday now. So we won't turn anyone away if they have to. Only day they can come is on a Friday. Obviously, we'll take them. We just want to make sure their experience is great and we exceed those expectations. So we'll push people to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, since those are just a little bit slower and people can enjoy their zoo. But they can reach out to us by email. Some information is on the website, but we'll get people on the calendar. That gives them the group rate, which is only $450 per person then. And I feel it's a pretty good deal for when we have our groups coming in.
All right, very good. So get a hold of Jay for info on that, and glad to have all those groups back up and going. And speaking of things back up and going, Party for the Planet returns this Saturday. Jay, what's Party for the Planet all about?
So Party for the Planet is our Earth Day event. So this is part of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which is what we're accredited by. The goal is that this is the largest Earth Day event across North America. So for us, it's this coming Saturday. It's 12 to 3. Come out and you learn about all the different ways about caring for the planet, things that you can do at home. We're going to have a recycled art sculpture contest. That's brand new for us this year. People have turned in some really amazing artwork from recycled products and materials. So just something fun. 12 to 3 on Saturday. Come out and kind of help us celebrate Earth Day.
All right, very good. So put that on the calendar. And Jay, I hate to say this. I know I've talked to you about Earth Hour in the past. I had Earth Hour like on my calendar. I got the notification and everything, and I can't even remember what happened, but it totally, I think one of my kids got sick. I think that's what happened. Totally skipped right off my radar. I mean, as soon as it was on, I got the notification, something happened and it got right off my radar. I love Earth Hour. It's one of my favorite hours of the year. But anyway, so Party for the Planet is Saturday. Anything else on that, Jay, by the way, after I went on and on about Earth Hour?
No, this is an event we've started probably, I want to say like 8 or 9 years ago. We're also doing a park cleanup on the following Saturday, the 30th, and just trying to do a little bit more walking the walk as well as talking it. So people can find all the information on our website, and if they want to reach out more, they can reach out to Sylvia Shue here at the zoo, and we'll get you some more information.
Sure. Jay, I know you've got more projects that are underway at the zoo. What's going on right now?
So last week, construction started on our Mulefoot Hog Exhibit and our birthday shelter. So those are down by the Children's Zoo in front of the really big, large cypress tree. And we're excited about those projects moving forward. Those were 100% privately raised. And we'll add another rare breed to our Children's Zoo just to show off and bring a pig, a hog to the zoo that people haven't seen before.
Awesome. So look forward to that. The birthday shelter, Jay, what's that going to do for the zoo?
For us, when we built our concession stand, we had to take out our birthday shelter that we had so we could provide shade for people to enjoy their concessions. So it was important for us to bring that back. A lot of groups, a lot of people reach out to us about birthday parties, and we wanted to make sure we were kind of fitting that requirement or that need for our community. obviously it also brings in revenue for us, which allows us to do more things here at the zoo. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Very good. So we look forward to that coming up as well. And Jay, anything else you want to mention this morning? I look at the clock. I've got about a minute left with you. What's been on your radar lately?
Sure. So we've talked a lot about our education theater. So the Sylvan Rorschach Educational Theater will actually cut the ribbon in a couple weeks. It's on May 6th. And so it'll be exciting to see the program we add to the zoo, and when we cut the ribbon and really show off another educational piece that we can provide to our community. So we're excited about that project moving forward. It's been a tough one. The weather has not cooperated very much in the last couple of months for us to finish that, but we're excited to kind of open it up on May 6th.
That's awesome. Look forward to it. So what does that do for the zoo? I mean, what kinds of things do you put on there?
So what we're going to be able to do is have seating for almost 30 people to listen to our different talks. We've had people ask us about weddings, having theirs. Something we hadn't even thought about when we designed it. We're going to have a large screen TV up there, which we'll play when we're not doing talks. We'll have videos playing, so people can learn more about the zoo or about animals, or just want to take sit down and watch a video for a little bit. We can have bands there and utilize for our special events. So lots of different options and abilities for us. We tried to design it to take in as many different options we could. We never would have, I don't know if we would have thought about the weddings, but it's another great place for a wedding as well.
Sure. Jay, always good to talk to you, my friend. Thanks for taking time with us. Jay Tetzloff, the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington. My guest. Network News is now.